So good afternoon. Today we came to our plumbing final day. That is class 20, day 20. So today we'll be dealing with project implementation class. Okay, project implementation class is going to take. So basically, what are the? I will just explain what are the different steps when we get a project when as a basic plumbing engineer does. Okay, and I will just show you the AutoCAD, drawings, and what are the different steps that we have to carry out. I will explain it. So, as an MEP consultant or plumbing engineer, normally, the projects will be given by uh, architect only. The client through architect only will be receiving the project. Okay, sometimes the client will be directly contacting us, and we'll be doing projects. That is also possible. In most cases, it is through the architect only. This MEP consultation is carried out. So in that case, first I have already said that we need three drawings. Okay, three drawings. Now we need basically the architectural drawing. Okay, uh, we need the architectural drawing of the particular building where we are doing plumbing design. So in that particular architectural drawing, we need the plan as well as we need the section. We need all other drawings also. Okay. Uh, if possible, if they give the structural drawing also, that will be also better. So that we could know where is the beam and where are the columns, so that in future, if some pipelines is going through that route, we can just deviate. And further, in some cases, we don't want to break the beams or columns in that such situation. Okay, so before itself, if we know where is the columns and beams, we can route the pipelines according to that. Okay, so when I will explain what we do. Okay, when we get a project. So normally, when we get a project, uh, first we will be studying that project. Okay, first we will be studying the project, and we will be raising some questions. So we will be having some doubts about the particular portion or particular topic, and we will be raising some questions. So we need to get the answer of it. Then only we can able to forward the project, or we can design the project. So there are different stages. Okay, when we get a project, there are different stages. So the first step is that when we get the project, when we get the drawing, we study about it, and we will see whether is there any further information I need to get, so that I can start my project. Okay. So the first step is called as RFI, request for information. Okay. Request for information is nothing but when we study the a particular project, it automatically some questions and doubts will raise from us, and that questions will be asked in point wise, and it will be sent to the uh, architect. So I will show you how we are making a RFI. Okay. So first, this is one of the project only, uh, and it's called as a linear residence, and we have to write the name and reference number and date and all. And then what we have to do is that additional information or query we have to ask. Okay, something we need to ask. Then only we will be able to do a project, right? Because if we need to design a septic tank or a underground tank or overhead tank like that, we need the capacity of the people or the number of occupants living in that particular project or particular application. Correct. So initially we'll be asking some questions to them, and they have to revert back this, or they have to give the answer related to the question that we have asked. Then we make sure that okay, we have found all the doubts and questions or queries related to our topic, and when we get the answer, according to that we will be starting our project. So I will just show you some of the uh, queries that usually comes in a project. But mainly today I am showing a residential project only. Okay, in that residential project, so I will show you how what all normally what all queries can come. Okay, first one I am asking what is the number of occupants or number of people. Second one I am asking any suggestion for the location of the following like septic tank and soft pit, rainwater tank, wastewater pit, underground tank, overhead water tank. I'm asking like do you have any suggestions where that your septic tank or software needs to be placed? Because regarding sometimes the architect won't give us the site plan. Okay, they will be giving only the architectural drawing. So we don't know where is their well or if they are having a well or a bore well. We don't know the correct place that we can place the septic tank because we need area, correct? We need proper area. So with respect to that only we can able to set the septic tank and soak it, correct? So we have to draw according to that. So we are asking them, do you have any suggestions? So sometimes they may have suggestions that their septic tank and soakaway pit should be their backside of their house. If you are trying to, without asking them, if we are trying to place it on the side of your house or in the front side of your house, afterwards again we have to rechange it. So before itself, we will be asking them, like, do you have any suggestions? Sometimes they may say that yes, we have. You can keep it at the back side, or you can keep it at the side, or somewhere like that. Sometimes the the client have some suggestions. So if not means they will ask us to keep the septic tank or different tanks according to the site condition. They will reply to us. Okay, so according to that we can decide. So we are asking for a suggestions like do you have any suggestion for the location of the following tanks like septic tank, rainwater tank, wastewater, underground, overhead tank, like that. Next one is that provide the site plan, including the ground level is required for designing. So the site plan is very important. So then only we'll be knowing that where can we keep the different tanks and well and other things, right? So if there is any garden irrigation also, we should be able to know its site plan. According to that only we will be able to draw the pipelines because further we need to know the length of the pipeline and all. Okay, so if they have not given the site plan, we have to ask the site plan with the ground level. So we have to know the slope and all those things. This ground level is also important. Okay. So I have asked site plan, CAD drawing, including the ground level is required for designing. Then I have asked that is there any well or bore well in the site? If yes, please provide the location and depth of the well. So we need to know the depth of the well as well as the location of the well. Then only we will be able to know the length of the pipe. So if you don't know the length of the pipe, we won't get the proper capacity of the pump. We don't know the proper capacity of the pump. And so in such case, we need to know where is this well is situated. From that well only we will be drawing the pipelines. So we have to get a clear cut length as well as idea where this different tanks is there. If there is any borewell or is there any normal well, we have to provide the location where it is, and we need to know the depth also of the well because that height is also taken in account for finding out the pump capacity. Now, any suggestion for the cleaning interval of septic tank? We have already said about septic tank, and we have seen that the cleaning interval or desludging time is 1 year or 3 years or 5 years. We can take like that. So we are asking them that what do you have any suggestion for the cleansing or the desludging time of the septic tank? Okay. Then we are asking municipal water availability. Yes or no? If yes, entry point to the plot. So we are asking that corporation water or municipal water facility is there in your area, or are you trying to get a municipal water availability? Okay. So if they are saying yes, means we have to build an underground tank also, and we need to know the entry point of the pipe. Okay. Then only we'll be able to draw it in our drawing. Okay. So these are some of the questions that may normally will arise from us. Then does municipal water have sufficient pressure to reach the overhead tank? Yes or no? We are asking them. Sometimes the municipal water have a sufficient pressure to even reach to the overhead tank. So if such is the condition, we don't want any underground tank. We can directly take the pipeline to the overhead tank itself. So if it is not possible, if there is no sufficient pressure, what we do is that we have to do an underground tank. From the underground tank only, it will be pumping again to the overhead tank. Reuse of rainwater for flushing purpose or gardening. So we are asking that, if you have a rainwater tank, what are you trying to do with that water? Okay, do you have any suggestions? Whether can I give it for flushing or for gardening purpose? Do you want to use that water? I am asking that. Okay, whether the separate overhead tank is required for flushing and domestic purpose. So you already know that we can construct two overhead tanks. One is for potable water as well as one is for domestic. One is for flushing purpose and one is for domestic purpose. It. So sometimes the client will use the same water for flushing as well as for drinking purpose. Okay, so we are asking that, do you want to separate it into two? Some days they may yes, some days they may say no. Okay, so we can ask some suggestions for that. Okay, so next we are saying that overhead tanks need to be placed 3 meters above the terrace. Otherwise, pressure pump is required. Requirement of water level indicator for tank, automatic pump system with cut in and cut off. We are just asking them that, do you want any booster pump? Okay, or otherwise you have to place the water tank above 3 meters above the floor to get the proper pressure in your house. So if it is not, if you are not willing to try to provide this overhead tank 3 meters above your roof, you have to provide a booster pump. Okay, that's what here I have asked. Otherwise, pressure pump is required. And you have to use water level indicator, high level, low level indicator, or automatic pumping system is needed, or automation for that high level and low level system is needed or not. I'm asking them. Okay. Next one is water purifier required in any areas inside or filter for the complete water supply system. So I'm just asking that, like, do you want any filtration system? So in some areas, the water is not so pure. Sometimes it's iron content and carbon content, all these things, is more. So in such cases, we are asking them, do you want any purification system like iron filter or carbon filter or sand filter like that? Do you want anything, any filtration system like that for your plumbing system? Or we can ask, do you want any purifiers? There are AquaGuard, small purifiers are there for just for drinking purpose itself. So you can keep it in the kitchen area. So we can ask them, do you want the filtration system for your complete house, or you want to concentrate only on drinking, so that you can place a small purifier in the kitchen itself. Okay, so they will be giving their suggestions. Now, requirement of tap other than toilets in external area or internal areas or car park. This pipe connection. It is not only there for toilets. We can use it for outdoor also. Sometimes they say that they need a pipe connection for their car parking because they need to wash their car, or all those things. They will say that you just give a point there. Or sometimes they will say that just give it to 1 or 2 points on the terrace. Okay, some 2 or 3 or 1 or 2 maximum. Okay, some tap points or a water point. So in future, if they want to clean or something, do something like that, they can utilize. So we are asking that, can you say the location, or you have any requirement of tap other than these toilets in external areas like that? Okay, we can ask them. So if they are saying that in that portion you can give 1 connection, in the terrace you can give 2 connection, in the car parking area you can give 1 connection. So when they say that, according to that we will be designing and we will be giving that. Okay. Next one questions that we can ask is that, do we consider a solar water heater or individual geysers? So sometimes for the hot water system they use a solar water heater, or normally they will be using small hot water storage system in the individual toilets only. Like storage water tank will be there. Okay, we will be calling it as geyser only. Okay, hot water geyser only. Okay, some days they may say they want both also. Okay, because the solar type hot water system, the hot water will be available only summer season. In winter season, you won't get uh, you know hot water. So in such cases, what they used to do is that they'll be using both solar as well as the geysers also, or some days they will be using only geysers. Okay. Now, whether sprinklers are required for gardening. If there is any gardening area, they have to give, they are asking that do you want any sprinkler system or just you need only a tap. Okay. That's what we are asking them. Next, we are asking requirement of tap in the open terrace or roof. Okay, that we can ask. Type of wash basin, above or below counter type. What type of wash basin you are using? It's an above type or below type. Okay, so that when we are doing a sectional drawing, we can just correctly we can draw according to the need or the demand of the client. How many pumps required? One or two or one standby? One man standby. So if there is a well or a borewell or an underground tank, we need pump, correct? So that motor pump is used to supply water from the underground tank or from the well to the overhead tank. So in such some cases, what I do is that I will be giving one main pump with a standby pump. So in future, if there is some servicing or some maintenance, of course, for one pump, the water supply should not affect. So I will be using the other standby pump. So you'll be having one main pump and one standby pump. Okay. So you can ask them, do you want a standby pump or only one pump is enough? Any suggestion for the location of the pump room? So when there are different well and tanks and everything are there, it is better to have a pump room. Okay, if they need a pump room, just we are asking them, could you provide the location where that you need a pump room. Okay, so from if they say that you can provide in this area or that area, so we can bring all the pump to that particular position and then you can make a pump room. Okay, and you can keep the pump there. Okay, so this is a sum of the normal questions that arises. Depending upon different projects, the questions also will be differing. Okay, the doubts that will be generating will be different. So these are the normal questions that will be arising. Okay, so almost all the questions will be same in each project, but it is different in different projects because all the site conditions and all the applications are different, right? So normally the questions also will change accordingly. Now, when we get the reply for this RFI request for information, then we'll be started. Then we'll be starting with the project or designing of the project. So first, after RFI, the first thing that we do is that we'll be creating a concept drawing. Okay? We'll be creating a concept drawing. Concept drawing is nothing but only a single line drawing is there. We don't draw pipe as pipe itself. We'll be just routing it. We'll only just route the pipe. But in that case itself, we need or we will be giving all the calculations regarding that. Okay, we'll be giving all the calculations regarding that. So once they have given the answer to it, or answer to the RFI that we have given to them, what we do is that now we can start our project. So the first project we are not trying to design it completely. First, what we are trying to do is that we will draw a concept drawing. We will be giving a concept like this is our routing. This is the way that your pipe will go. This will be the pipe sizes. Okay. This is the overhead tank capacity. This is the pump capacity. All those things will be there. Understood? So they will be seeing this. Architect will be seeing, site engineer will be seeing, client will be seeing, and the client will be sometimes discussed with the architect. And if there is any changes that has to be done in that concept drawing, they can ask us, and they can consult us again, and they can ask us for a revision of the drawing. So when we do a project, just when we get the answer of it, after that we do a project and give, uh, the project won't stop there. No, they will be checking it. The site work will be going on. Okay, and site inspections will be there. Site visits, regular visits will be there from our part. Okay, so it takes time. Okay, and sometimes revisions will be there. Sometimes we are just seeing only the actual site plan and drawing, but in the actual site condition, the scenario will be different. So in that cases, what happens is that we need some alteration in the routing of the pipe or something like that. Okay, so I will just show you, after this. What we do is that we'll be dealing with the concept. Concept in the sense what the drainage and supply are different. You have to give two different drawings. Basically, we do like that. Okay, supply differently and drainage differently. Okay, we will be having two different drawings. Okay, so first I will show you about the supply. Okay, let's see. So the architect will be giving a drawing like this only. This is the architectural drawing. You can see the architectural drawing. Okay, this is a single story building only, and this is the drawing. Okay, there's a veranda, there's a drawing room, and there's a dining room here, daughter's bedroom. Okay, a toilet is attached to it. Kitchen is there. Kitchen 2 is there. Pantry area. Then we have a skylight here. A prayer room is there. Then we have a guest room. We just need to focus only on the toilets because plumbing is mostly related to toilets. So we just see where and all the toilets are there. Okay, and there's a toilet here. Okay, it's attached to the master bedroom. Then we have another toilet here. So you can see the toilet, water closet, WC and WB wash basin, etc. And they have provided the duct also. Okay, you can see the duct. This duct is separately, it is exclusively, you can take the pipelines through this duct also. So you can see all the ducts are there given here. See, architectural drawing itself, in that drawing itself, they have given the duct. So through this duct, we can take the pipelines. So that is there. Then another one toilet is there. A duct is also given. So it is very, very easy for us. So we just need to focus only on that duct. So we can route the lines so that the water can go through this duct and it can come to individual toilets. Okay. So kitchen also you can provide. So the main water connection will be in kitchen and toilets. And not only that, in outside area also and in terrace also we can give if you need. So this is the ground floor and all the dimensions and all those things are given by the architect. We don't want all those things. Okay. This is the proposed raised floor plan. Okay, this is in the first floor only. Okay, some portion has been raised, and this is the 101 centimeter raised storage space for overhead tank. So they have already given a space for overhead tank itself. They have itself constructed RCC. Okay, they have constructed an overhead tank. Okay. Now it's been raised from the floor, 101 centimeter raised storage space for overhead tank. Okay, and this is the roof plan. These all are roof only. Okay, you can see here these are roofs, and this is the open terrace only. Okay, these are open terrace areas. This is little bit height. Okay, this is provided little bit height. So that's why you can see two different types. So height means this much is the height. Okay, these all are raised one only. These are raised from the terrace. Okay, this is also raised. So you have proposed ground floor plan, proposed raised floor plan, and you have proposed roof plan also. Okay, so you have to study all those things. Okay, you have to just go through where and all this toilets are there. Okay, how can you route it? All you have to study, and then only you will be able to raise an RFA itself. Then they will be giving the section drawing also. See, this is the section drawing. Okay, this is the drawing room, veranda, dining. So we have to compare the section with the plan drawing, and we have to decide where to keep the overhead tank, underground tank, like that. So this is section B. Okay, so this is the front portion. So how you know that this is BB? You can see here when you see the plan. Okay, you can see here this is B, and this is also B, and the arrow is showing this side. Correct, arrow is showing to the front side. So what that BB represent is that, you know, this is cut. This BB means you can see here B, and you can see a dotted line like this. Not this dotted line. You can see this dotted line, correct? Which means that this BB means it is been cutted, and from this to this side only, this view only. So if you are cutting, just imagine if you are cutting from this, okay, and if you are watching from here to this side, that view only this one, BB. That is the view. Okay, so you can see master bedroom, drawing room, daughter's bedroom, etc. Okay, so what do you mean by this AA means? So let's go back. Where is this AA? You can see this. This is A. This line cutting till this much. Okay, you can see A. So this line is going there. Okay, this line is going here. Okay, this is coming, cutting here. It is cutting here. It is cutting here. It is cutting here. So it is cutted, and from there, if you are seeing to that side, to the left side, that view only this one. This AA. Okay, so you cut it, and from there you have seen its section, or you have seen its front view. Okay, this is the way we can know about the section A, section B. The same way you can know the section C also. Where is section C? This one. Section C. This to this. So this line. So if you are trying to cut that from the center, if you are looking to the side, you have to see where is the arrow. If the arrow is showing downwards, this is the view. The arrow is showing the opposite side, the opposite is the view. Okay. This is the way that you will be getting the section and this thing. And they have already given the site plan also to us. So this is the site plan. This I have already dimmed. Okay, the color is been dimmed. Okay, you can see. This is the site plan. I have already changed the color, so that why have changed the color to a dim color, because then only our line can be shown properly. Okay. Otherwise, it will be mixing. Other red line, blue line, yellow line, all those things will be mixed, and we don't know which is our drawing. Okay. So that's why what I do is that I have blocked this view, as well as then I have changed the color of the site. So this is the site view. Okay. This is the side view. This is the lawn and all those things. There is another one outhouse for them also. Below the outhouse only they have a rainwater tank below the outhouse. So this is the swimming pool is there. Okay. This is the line. This is the paved area. This is the car parking area. This is some garden area. You can see here garden area. They have given some sprinkler system also there. This is called a site plan. So this is their road, main road only. This is their gate. So the paved area, it is coming there. Okay. You can see here. This is their site view, and this is their architectural view. Okay, this is their architectural view, and this is their site view. Okay, total site view. Okay. So if you are trying to do the concept drawing, first I am doing it with supply. Okay. So they were having an existing well somewhere here towards the roof. So if I am showing the site, now somewhere here is their existing well. There is an open well. Okay. The same drawing only here also. So I have given two submersible pump and one standby of 1 HP. You can calculate the pump capacity. We have already taken a class regarding the pump capacity, how to find pump capacity. From there, you can find out the pump capacity. And these are different valves only. You can give valves, isolation valve, non-return valve. Okay, and then you can give a filter. They said that they need a filtering system. So I have given a sand carbon filter, okay, of 1000 liter per hour capacity filter I have given, okay, just after the pump. Okay, so the water will be entering through the filter and it goes to the overhead tank. So you can see I have just drawn only a single line. Okay, just I have routed only. Okay, but I have given the pipe diameter also. 40 is the 40 CWS means 40 diameter cold water supply. T bar A means 2 above. So this is the riser. You can see here. This is the riser. So this symbol shows it is a vertical pipe. It is going up. So this denotes TA. So from our you can choose say 40 also. Okay, 40 or 32 if you want. You can do 32 or 40. Okay, depending about the pump also you can get that 40 inlet outlet pipe diameter also of the pump. So from the well it is going to the top through the filter. So this water will be filtered water only. So it will going up and it will reach into the first floor. First floor means it will reach this side. Here it will reach. This is the first floor or the top floor. So when it comes here, it will be 40 cold water from below. So if this is 2 above, when it comes here, it will be from below. So from there, it is routed. You can show an arrow also how the water is been flowing. It reaches to the overhead tank. So this is the location of the overhead tank. So if you want to just you can make like this also. Okay. And I have given the high level and low level, and you can just write to sensor control. Okay. And these are the toilets. Okay. So in first case, the water from the underground tank reaches the overhead tank. So first portion is over. Now the next thing is that from the overhead tank it has to come to the individual toilets and kitchens, kitchen and work area if you have. So I have already said that for individual they were individual toilets they were having ducts. Why they have given ducts? So that you can take the pipeline through the duct. So you have to note where and all these ducts are. Here is there, another duct is here, second duct, third duct is in this toilet here, fourth duct it is somewhere, somewhere here, fourth duct, fifth duct it is here. So we have to route the pipeline in such a way that the line should reach here, all the duct. Okay, so we will be seeing that if the duct is here in the ground floor, in the top floor where it has to be. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ducts are there. Totally 5 ducts are there. So 5 ducts location you also know. So let's see where are these 5 ducts location will come if it is in the top floor. So 5 are there, right? So 1 will be here if it is in the top floor. Second, it will be here, somewhere here, because when we are trying to match with this the ground floor, it is somewhere here. So this should be correct top of it. Correct. This should be aligned. Should be parallel to the top. Correct. So it should be aligned to the top. So it will be somewhere here. And this one, this pipe, it should be somewhere here. Correct. The same way we have to recognize where it will be coming in the top floor or in the terrace. Then we have to route it. Then we have to take it. Okay. So they said that they want a solar water heater only. So what we do is that they said that they cannot raise the overhead tank to 3 meter height and all. So we have to use a booster pump. So you can see here, this is the inlet. Now the water has to go to the individual fixtures or toilets. So that is taken through this. So listen carefully. This is the pipe. This is the drain pipe. Drain pipe means the discharge pipe from the overhead tank. So there is a vent and an overflow. So if there is water is overflow, it can overflow, and if you have a vent, that is also very good. So you can give a vent and an overflow. This is a drain pipe. If you want to drain off this water, okay, you can give a drain pipe like this and give a valve also. Let it be closed. If you want it to open, you can open this and close this. Give a valve here and a valve here. If you want to drain off this water for some maintenance or for washing, close this valve and open this valve. So water will flow through this. Otherwise, always shut this valve. Okay, so that through this it will go and it enters into the booster pump. And if there is any maintenance in the booster pump, the water should not restrict. So you just give a bypass line also. This is the bypass line. So always this will be closed. So if there is any maintenance purpose, you can open this valve so that the water will be flowing through this. Okay. So one line will be going through this. You can see the arrow. It will be reaching here. It will be reaching here. One arrow will be going there, and it will be going down. Okay. One arrow will be coming here, and it will be going to this side. And we know that we need a hot water also. So this one connection from this main line will be going to this pressurized SWH, means solar water heater of 150 liter. So you know how to calculate the capacity of the solar water heater also. I have already taught it. So here also you just give bypass valve. Okay. So if there is any problem in the tank or the solar water heater, you can have a bypass valve. So just close this valve and open this valve. The water will flow through this. So initially the water, you can see it's a green line. Green line represents cold water only, and red line represents hot water. Okay. So once you give the water to this side, the water which comes out of the solar water heater will be hot. Correct. So you draw a hot line. So in toilets you need hot water. So wherever you are supplying cold water, there you just give hot water line also. So from here, the main line is coming. It has been split into two. One line will be going. You just see the arrow. One line has been going here, going here. You can see the arrow, and it reaches. It is divided again into two. One will be going to this side, and another will be going to this side. Okay. Now from here also, it is being get splitted. One line will be going here, and from the cold water also one line will be going here. You can see the arrow. One will be reaching and going down. Another will be going here and it will be going down. Another line will be going here, because you have to give to 5 different areas, right? So another will be going to this side. So 5 areas. One to this toilet number 1. Another one, here, toilet number 2, toilet number 3, because you can see 2 sides. Because you see 2 adjacent ducts here. One duct here, another duct here. That only this one. One duct here, another duct here. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Now there is the 4th one. 4th one is this one. 5th one is this one. So this is going just down to the duct only. Okay. So 5 areas you are trying to give the pipe supply. Okay. And you know already how to size the pipe also. Okay, depending upon, I have sized the pipe depending upon the WSFU method, water supply fixture unit method. Okay. So this is 25 hot water supply. This is 32 cold water supply. So just go down. Okay, we are coming back. So from the top, so it is written here 25 cold water supply to below, 20 hot water supply to below, which means the diameter of the pipe only. So in this case, 25 cold water supply to below, 20 hot water supply to below. In this case, both 32 cold water supply to be to below, 20 hot water supply to below. In this case, 25 cold water supply to below, 20 hot water supply to below. So from here it is to below. From here it is from above it will come. Correct? So first toilet. 25 cold water supply from above. The pipe is coming from above. 20 hot water supply from above. So what you have to give? The pipe reaches here. Then you have to split it and you have to give one connection to the health faucet. You have to give one connection to the this valve. From this valve, a connection will be given to this flush tank, or you can directly give water to the flush tank also. Then one connection will be going to the wash basin, and hot water connection also will be going to the wash basin. You don't want to give hot water connection to the water closet. Don't want to give it because we don't want any hot water in the water closet. One connection is going to the shower. This is shower, okay? Hot water goes to this valve. Sorry, cold water goes to this valve. Hot water goes to this valve. So normally cold water will be giving in the right side. Okay, you can see it is in the right side. This is in the left side. So its diameter is already given 20 hot water supply, 20 cold water supply. So by using NBC, minimum water supply by this thing is 15 mm only. Okay, by actual designing method, the minimum pipe size should be 15 mm only by design. But usually in practice, what we do is that as a safety, we just give 20. Okay, 15 is very small, so we just try to give with 20 itself. The contractor also, won't be in a situation to give 15 and all. So they will be just suggesting, could you please give for 20 itself. So like 20 is also not an issue. Okay, minimum we used to give 20 mm pipe. Okay. So yeah. So what kind of fixtures are there? One wash basin is there, one water closet is there, one shower is there. So give the water connection, hot water connection as well as cold water connection to the points, different fixtures. The same way, give to here also. Can do. So they have not used solar water. They have used only solar water here, but they said that they need a geyser also in this room, guest room. This is a guest room. Okay, they said that they need a geyser in the guest room. So what we have to do is that anyway the hot water will be given to this. This is the geyser only. This one side, and from there, you'll be getting the hot water also. So in the cold season as well as in the hot season, you'll be getting hot water in this particular way. Then the same way you have given in the other toilet, you have to give to this toilet also. The wash basin, hot water, cold water. To health faucet and water faucet, cold water. To the geyser, you can give the hot water connection. From there also, you'll be getting the hot water only after. Here also, in shower also, hot water, cold water connection. The same way, you have to give it to this toilet also. Okay, and you have to give a pipeline here also. This is a kitchen only. Just give a pipe connection in the kitchen. Just give an outside pipe also. Tap in the outside area of the kitchen. You can give like this. This is a tap. Whenever you do, just give a tap in the outside area of the kitchen also. Okay. So for washing your leg or something like that. This is kitchen 1. Now kitchen 2 is there, and there are 2 ducts here. One duct will be entering here, and you can give the a pipe connection here, and water to the water closet and health faucet. Wherever there are fixtures, you can give there. Okay. So this is a stop valve. We will call this concealed stop cock. So if you want to stop the water facility in this particular area, you can give this. So if you are pressing it, it will completely stop the water to this only particular area, to this picture. So you can see another stop cock here. So if you are pressing this, the water will be, so if there is any maintenance in this particular toilet, the water supply can be stopped to this only toilet. Okay, this is called stop cock, concealed stop cock. So this is the dining hall, 2 wash basins are there. So wherever you have to give the points, hot water and cold water, and give the pipe separate. So wherever there is, fixtures, try to give. You have to give cold water and the hot water supply. Just route it and give it. So if you want to give a purifier, you can give a purifier also here. Okay, and give a valve also. This is a purifier. Okay, I have already given here. This is the kitchen sink. Give a hot water as well as a cold water connection. These are valves. Okay, from this valve we can close it and open. From there, a flexible valve, a flexible tube will be there that will be supplied to the tap. Okay. Now this is the way that you will be giving, water supply. Okay. Now in the side drawing, what you have to do is that this is the same drawing that we have seen now, but this is the side drawing. So what you have to do is that there is a bore well also in their site, and one main well is also there. So from this main well only it goes to the overhead tank. But here there is a outhouse for them. Okay, and in there they were having one toilet. So this water facilities you are getting from this bore well only. So from bore well you have to take a pipe connection, and you can give a filtration system, and that we can give to the below this there is an underground tank. Okay, below this room there is an underground tank. That is a rainwater tank. We are calling it as rainwater tank only. From this rainwater tank, we can see here. This is a centrifugal pump. This is the valve only. That valve. Okay. Float valve, not float valve. What we'll be calling that thing. The water will be sucked from there, na? Okay. This is that thing. Okay. From here, the pipe will be sucking the water. Okay. And through this, this is the centrifugal pump of 2.5 HP. Why we need to give 2.5 HP? Because we are utilizing this pump for gardening also. Okay. And through this, one connection will be going to the overhead tank above the outhouse. From this overhead tank only, we are giving pipe supply connection to the toilet. There is a water closet here. You can give a tap also and a shower also in here. Okay. So this is an underground tank only. Below this house only underground tank. From underground tank only, by using this pump, we are giving water supply. So from there, we can give one connection to the pool. You can give here. Then this line is given for gardening. You can give one pipe connection here. Just you can give a point, okay? Valve connection here. These all are different plans only. So we can give another point here. So these are not plans only. You can give different points here, okay, for water. And this area it's used for sprinkler only. So these are sprinklers only, and this rotation means this much area is being covered by sprinkler, or this much area is being covered by water. That's why I have round it. So all the area you can see it is covered with water. Okay, so this is sprinkler system. So wherever you need, see this is the car parking. So I have given 2 or 3 taps here, 1 tap here, 2 tap here, 3 tap here, 1 pipe connection for watering for this area. Okay, just I have given only the points. Okay, if they need, they will be putting a tap or a water facility. Okay, so here also I have given, because wherever there is plants, I have just given points. They have already said to me that okay, wherever there are garden or area where you need to give water, just give water facilities there. Okay, that's why I have given that. Now so this is the way that you will be giving water supply connection. So you have to give both hot water as well as cold water also, okay, to the individual toilets. Now this is the water supply. Now coming to the drainage system. Okay. Now coming, so I think water supply, you just need to know from where the water has been taken to the overhead tank, from overhead tank to the individual fixtures. You have to give both hot water as well as cold water system. So this is just the idea of it. Okay. So wherever there are fixtures, you just give a single line routing and give a valve to it. And we have to mark the pipe dimension also 20. Here also 20. So minimum pipe size is 20. That's why. So when it comes here, it will be 32 cold water supply. So depending upon the number of fixtures, it will increase. Okay, the pipe size will increase. So we have already seen how to size the pipe by using WSFU method. The same method only I have used here. Now this is the supply. Now I am dealing with the drainage. Okay, so the supply is given to the water closet, wash basins, shower, etc. From there, you have to take the water and you have to dispose it in the septic tank and software pit. Correct? So that is called as drainage. So in drainage, we have both three types. One is sewage or foul water is there, the water from the toilets other than septic tank or other than water closet. Okay. Then another one type is the water from the water closet. The third one is storm water. These are the main three lines from the uh, you know drainage system. Okay, so this is the same plan. What you have to do is that from individual toilets, you have to draw two separate lines. This line for the water closet is exclusive. Okay, this red line shows soil waste, which means the waste that is coming out from the water closet. This magenta color shows the line that is coming from the wash basin, from the floor, drain, etc. Other than water closet, all other lines we can show it in magenta color. So you can see here from the water closet. Let me focus on water closet. From water closet, I am taken this line. This is the drainage line. I have given to the inspection chamber. Okay, invert level minus 450. From there, I have taken to the second inspection chamber. Okay, a line from this water closet is also I have attached to this, connected to this. From there, it is going to the another inspection chamber. From there, you can see the arrow. Okay, you can see the arrow. From here, it is going here. From there, you can see the arrow. It is going there. From this toilet, it is connect. From this water closet, it is connecting to this. Then this both will be carried. It will be reaching here. From there, it is going here. You can see the arrow. It will be reaching here. Here, it will be finally reaching in this inspection chamber. From in this inspection chamber, it will be given into the septic tank. So you have to calculate the size of the septic tank. Okay, you can see 2 into 1 into 1.5 meter. You can see the length is 2 meter and the width is 1 meter. Because I have already said that the length should be the twice of the width. So that's why we have sized like this: 2 into 1 into 1.5. 2 meter length, 1 meter width, 1.5 meter height. Then we have set a sock pit also. Okay. Sock pit size is 1.5 into 1.5 into 1.5. Okay, so from this side also, there is a waste coming from water closet that will be connected to this inspection chamber. And you know that there is an outhouse, correct? Underground there is a tank also. From there also, I am just taking this line. It will be reaching here. It will be reaching here. Then that is also being connected. You can see the arrow is connected to this, then it is connected to this. So from both the sides, you can see here. From this side, it is connected to here. From this side, also it is connected to here. And from there, it is given to the septic tank of 3000 liter capacity. Okay. Now, that's all about uh, water closet. Now coming from the toilet, you have to give floor drain. This is the floor drain. Okay, just if it is coming out of the floor drain, the minimum pipe diameter will be 75 mm. So this you can give 75 waste pipe. WP means waste pipe. SP means soil pipe. Okay, SP means soil pipe. So from here, this is the uh, wash basin. From wash basin, you can connect to this, and you can do it here. From here, you can see 75 waste pipe from outhouse toilet. 110 soil pipe from outhouse toilet. It will be reaching here. This will be reaching here. Connect from everywhere. Wherever there is wash basin and toilet, connect there. From the kitchen, you have to take a separate line. Okay, don't mix the kitchen line with the wastewater line. So I have taken a separate line from the kitchen. KWP is kitchen waste pipe that I have given to the same wastewater pit only. This is the gully trap. Okay, two gully traps are there, so that this will be acting as a sealant, so that the smell won't reach back to your kitchen or toilet. So here also, this is the wash basin. This is the floor trap. Connect to the floor trap. Give it to the main pipe. Here also one floor trap should be there. So floor trap, there should be two floor trap. One floor trap in the wet area, one floor trap in the dry area. Wet area means there is shower. Dry area means that where there is water closet and all those things. So two should be there. Okay. So you can see here, one is here, another one is here. So connect all those things. Okay. So here there is a wash basin. Always the wash basin line should be connected to the floor trap. Okay. From floor trap you have to connect and you have to give it. Let's see here. Now finally you connect it, and so it is very difficult to take the line from here and rotate it and give it here. That's why I have separatedly, I have given a separate socket to this area and a separate socket to this area, or wastewater to this area. Okay, you can give like that also. So if you are taking the line from here, this much lines will be wasted. Septic tank, they said that you can give only one side. I have given like this. Okay. Now rainwater also you can see. I have taken the rainwater from the slope. These are gutters. Okay. 200 mm rainwater gutter from the slope. Okay. I have taken and these are the roof drain only. We can give roof drain also on all the sides. Roof drain. 110 rainwater pipe to below. Okay. So from here you can take this 160 rainwater pipe to below. Okay, you can see to the terrace only. All this water from the gutter will be allowed to flow into this terrace. From this terrace we can take the water through this rainwater pipe. Okay, that rainwater pipe will be given, will become here, and you can give a filter also, rainwater filter. From the rainwater filter, you can take the rainwater and you can just give it into the underground tank of the outhouse. Okay. From here also you can take the water and you can give a rainwater filter. From there you can collect it and you can give it here. Connect it and give it here. Okay. So the bottom line is this: there should be different lines for rainwater, soil waste, wastewater, and kitchen waste. So just route the line according to the shorter area and connect it to the inspection chamber. From the inspection chamber, you collect it, connect with 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 inspection chambers. Then connect back to the wastewater pit according to the site condition. Okay, the same way with the rainwater also. Okay, so this is the supply and the discharge one. So you have to give the section drawing also. A section drawing in the sense, like I will show you the section drawing. This is the concept drawing only. In design drawing only, you have to give the sections. So section drawing, mainly we will be giving the section drawing of the septic tank, rainwater tank, and all those things. Overhead tank, rainwater tank, and all those things. And you can see the septic tank section. So this is the septic tank. You have to draw it. And I have already shown you the septic tank. Correct. In the last class. So you have to draw it like this. So this is 2 meter. This is height is 1.5 meter. Okay. If you are looking the plan view, this is 2 meter. This is 2 by 3 of length. This is 1 by 3 of length. 2 by third, 1 by third, and 1 by fifth of the length. Correct. So 2 into this is 2, this is 1 meter width, 2 meter length, and 1.5 meter height. So you have to draw like this. Okay, this is the baffle wall. This is the two chambers. These are the manholes. That is a septic tank. This is the soakaway pit. You can draw like this. Brick backs, dry brick work. We have already seen this. This is the inlet of the pipe. This is the ground level. Okay. This is the top view of it, of the soakaway pit. Okay. The length and width is 150 into 150 centimeter. You have to give a bent pipe. Then what else you mean? Just we can just copy this and you can keep. This is the PVC floor trap only. Okay, floor drain only. So from floor drain, 75 waste pipe is coming out. Okay, to inside you can give 50 waste pipe also from the wash basin. This is the gully trap. Okay, this is the medium duty frame and cover. Gully trap. Inlet will be coming here. There will be a U trap. Why we need this U trap? This will be acting as a sealant so that the smell won't reach back to the your toilet or kitchen. Okay, so this is the outlet. What else is there? This is the manhole. Okay, this is the manhole details only. 60 into 60 is the manhole. Okay, last day we have already seen about the manhole. This is the overhead tank section view. We have seen the plan view. This is the section view. This is the low level sensor. These are the two manholes. There's a freeboard. Okay, 50 mm bend pipe also you have to give it. The top view will be like this. Two manholes will be there. Okay, this is the outlet of the pipe, 40 mm. Then this is the wastewater pit, same with that of the sock pit, same thing. Okay, dry brick works. Okay, brick backs. Now this is the section view of the supply of the water closet. We can see here. This is the water closet, 43.5 centimeters is the normal height. From there you can see 110 soil pipe. Okay, this is the ledge wall. Now, if you are giving supply, you can see here. This is a concealed, tank. This is your water closet. This is the health faucet. You can give water connection to this health faucet as well as you can give connection to this water tank also. If you are pushing this, the water will be coming to the water closet. Okay, angle valve at 65 above finished floor. AFF means above finished floor. This is the wall hook for putting the hand spray, push button actuator, or for flushing purpose. This is the flush tank. Okay, this is the ledge wall. This is the flexible hose. Same way with the water supply also. So wash basin also. You can see this is the countertop. From there, is drained 50 mm waste pipe. You can give a bottle trap also. Okay. This is the front view of it. The waste water pipe. Okay. That is the drainage. Okay. Now, if you are giving for the supply, you can see here. This is 20 cold water supply for wash basin. It will go here and it will go to the tap. Okay, from the tap it will go here. Okay. From the front view, you can see this is the 20 cold water supply for wash basin. This is 20 hot water supply for wash basin. This is the valve. The valve we have shown in the plan view will be like this. Okay. From there, it will be going to the mixture. So this is the section view. Okay. So first we have to give the plan view as well as you have to give the section view in the drawing. Okay. So another thing is I have just shown you about the concept only. So if it is in a design way, how it will look like is the same thing only. There is no change in the design, but we in the concept drawing we just drawing we have just drawn only single line, right? So, but when it comes to the supply and all, or when it comes to the design drawing, the pipe will be like pipe itself. Okay, so I will show you that also. This is the I am showing the design drawing only. Okay. So see, you can see here. This is the pipe. So we have to place the fittings and all those things. So this shows this is coming there. It is going down. Then it is coming like this. So you can see you have to draw the pipe as pipe itself. If it is a 110, that should be 110. Okay, you cannot draw single line like that. So this will be 110 only. You can see here. It's almost 11. See, this means 110. So the pipe should be like pipe itself. It is going into this chamber. So you can see here. This pipe is attached, another pipe is there. You can see this fitting. It will be coming attached to this. Okay, it's attached to this. You can see the pipe, how it is going. You have to put all the fittings also, elbow and you know all those things you have to do. Okay, so it is reaching here, and again it is reaching to the septic tank. So here also the same way. You can see. Okay, the pipe connection is being taken. You have to give the dimension of it, diameter of the pipes, all those things you have to do. Okay, this region here. Now coming to the waste water pit, you can see here. This is wash basin. From wash basin, it is going here. It is going to the, see, this is 50 mm and this is 75 mm. So that's why. So you have to give 75 mm. This is 50 mm. This is after this. If the line is going just after the uh, you know power track, it should be 75. Which is coming, it should be 50 from the wash basin. So it is going there. So another one which will be touching here is going. So we have already seen how we are connected. Just we have drawn the design only. Okay. You can give a gully trap here. Same way, give it here. Okay. Give it to this. Now for the kitchen pipe also it is separate. You can see. Take this separately and you can give. Rainwater pipe also, see, it should be pipe. Okay, rainwater pipe, 160 rainwater pipe. From the rainwater filter. This is coming from the above, 160 rainwater pipe from above. So this is the way it looks like when you are doing design. Okay. So coming to the supply, how it looks is how it looks when it is in supply. Just see the supply drawing. You can see the valves will be like valve itself. Okay. See the valve will be like valve itself. This is isolation valve 1, 2, non-return valve. This is the sand filter. From there it is going to the, you can see, to above. And let's see what happens here. From below, it is coming here. This pipe is coming here, and it is entering into this overhead tank. From the overhead tank, you can see here. This is the vent and the overflow. You can see the different fittings. Booster pump. So the rainwater, solar water heater. Pipe valve connection. Okay. If you want reducers should be given. And when it comes to the individual toilets, See how it is being given. Let's see here. So this is the way that you have to give. You have initially you have routed with single line. Now you have to draw as pipeline itself. Okay, and give its dimensions and all those things. So there is one more thing called as schematic drawing also has to be given. So this is called a schematic drawing. So this will be helpful for you to have an overall picture. If you know the overall picture of your drawing design, you can just see here. This is the well submersible pump. From there, line is taken. Two pumps are there. Two pumps are there. From there, give the valve connection. This is the sand filter or carbon filter. From filter, it is going to the overhead tank. Okay, overhead tank. This is the coming to the overhead tank. This is the bend on the overflow pipe. From there, one pipe is going to the booster pump. From booster pump, it is going to the pressurized solar water heater. From there, hot water is coming down to this toilet, main bedroom toilet. This is health faucet, water faucet, wash basin, shower. Okay, and the same way, cold water supply is also going. You can mark like 20 hot water, 25 cold water supply. Okay, the hot water as well as cold water is reaching. So you have to give hot water only to shower and wash basin. Don't give to water faucet and health faucet. The same way, give to the guest toilet. Then son's toilet is there. Common toilet is there. Then servant toilet is there. Kitchen 2 is there. Kitchen 1 is there. Daughter's toilet is there. Okay. So this is the way it is drawing the schematic drawing. So wherever there is tap, you can draw tap. Tap is there in the terrace. One terrace is there. Here also one tap is there. So this is called a schematic drawing. So when you this is just a schematic drawing, okay? So which all toilets, how much connections are going, you will be able to know by this drawing. And this will give the overall picture of it. The same way for drainage also you will be having schematic drawing. You can see here. The same way you have bedroom, guest room, etc. Every toilets are there. From there you can see here 75 waste pipe. You just need to show only this much, then 100 because there is a floor drain as well as there is soil pipe is also there, right? So the top will be going to the 75 vent pipe and cowl. Okay, this is for the few air to exhaust. Okay, and this is connected to the sock pit in this area. Another is been connected to this septic tank, sock pit, wastewater pit, and rainwater tank. Okay, this is the from roof drain. 160 rainwater pipe is coming to the rainwater filter. From rainwater filter, it is going to the rainwater tank. Okay. So yeah, this is called a schematic drawing. Just to know the overall picture of it. Okay, so we have to give the concept drawing. When they approve the concept drawing, okay, uh, we have to give the design drawing. In design drawing, you have to give schematic drawing and section drawing also. Okay. So this is the way that we will be doing the project. So just go through this video 2 or 3 times so that you can understand it properly. So taking this project implementation class for 1 hour, 1.5 hours, that won't be enough. But I have covered all the topics inside this. Just rewind and just go through these topics 2 or 3 times. You can understand it. Okay. So if possible, I just give you a sample of this drawing. Okay, and you can practice it. Okay, you can practice it. I will give you another one drawing, and if you want to practice, you can practice. Or you can do to get time. You can work it on. Okay. So, is there any doubt regarding this topic that I have taken today? Okay. So yeah, so our plumbing class is been over. This is just a basic course only. Okay, advanced course are there, in which we'll be focusing more on you know, the project implemented class only. If you are interested, you can join. Okay. So anyways, our plumbing class is over. I will send you the video links as soon as possible. And if possible, I will just upload a sample drawing also, a CAD drawing also. So if you want to, write out or practice it, we can practice it. Okay. So thank you so much. It was very interesting to take class for plumbing. So I believe it is a great help for you also. So thank you so much. Okay. Thank you so much.